So, guys, on Sunday we had an incident where a teen was trying to buy some gym shoes, some sneakers, and this is something that, unfortunately, in the history of Chicago, man, a lot of people have been killed over, Jordans especially. But this is something that, like, nationwide is an issue too, with like colors and stuff like that. A lot of times on the sneakers, because they can be affiliated with gang colors. In Chicago, it's typically not that. It's just like the person wants to, rob somebody for their sneakers or something like that. And this is, I mean, all the way back from when I was a kid, I can remember this happening. But a man has been charged now after a teen that was trying to buy sneakers was killed in a shooting on Sunday. So police said that on Thursday, which is today, a guy named Tony, 18, 18 years old of Chicago, has been charged with one count of murder, four counts of attempted murder, and one count of robbery, and one count of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. So the shooting took place at about 2 p.m. over at 119th and State, okay, in West Pullman. And West Pullman is, that's the wild hundreds. It's not as West Pullman is not as bad as Roseland. Roseland is probably the worst area of the hundreds. But West Pullman, it still goes down. So police said that a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old were trying to buy sneakers from somebody that they had met on social media. Now, this too is something that it's one of the most common forms of robbery setups in Chicago. That and then dating apps. Like if you're meeting somebody, from a dating app on Chicago or somebody like, to buy something on Facebook, you're basically putting a revolver to your head and then pulling the trigger, playing Russian roulette, because there's so many people that are out there using that, as a way to get at people that, it's basically just like a roll of the dice. So somebody was trying to buy sneakers, from this person on social media, but Tony instead pulled out a gun, robbed the teens, and then shot them. Now, whether or not they gave up the stuff instantly is one detail that I'm still trying to find out. But it appears that there's no mention in any of the reports about this of them resisting, and yet it appears that he shot. Now, they may have resisted, and I just don't know about that. But he did shoot them. That wouldn't make a lot of sense, though, I have to say, because, why, demand the stuff first if you're just going to kill them anyways. But anyways, there were three other people inside of their vehicle, and they were not hurt. The 17-year-old was shot in the chest and was pronounced dead at the scene. He has been identified as a kid named Jordan from the University Park neighborhood. The 18-year-old was shot in the elbow, and he's in good condition. And police said that Tony was arrested in the suburb of Harvey. And Harvey, too, is one of those suburbs, like, to the south of Chicago that's really just like an extension of the south side. It's really not, when a lot of times people say, like, I'm moved out to the suburbs, people think, well, they got to a sweet area where it's, like, away from all this stuff. Harvey's not that. Harvey's just, they call it Harvey World. Tech TV was staying there before he got killed. But rest in peace to this young man that got killed over some sneakers, man. And I don't recommend doing this. If you're going to meet up with somebody on social media to buy something like this, you would have to meet, like, at a police station. And I mean, like, right in front of the door. Never, ever, ever meet up. And I've seen this go down everywhere, like in sweet areas and bad areas, everywhere, man. People getting robbed for this stuff. And then a lot of times homicides happen in the aftermath. And sometimes it's not the person that was going there to do the robbery. A lot of times the person who, I've seen this, they came there, meet up with the person. They try to rob the other person, and then they turn around and run off with the stuff. And then the guy who just got robbed ups a gun and shoots them in the back. Now he's facing a murder charge because once they're leaving the scene, they're no longer an immediate, violent threat to him. He can no longer lawfully shoot them. And so, it goes both ways with this stuff. But yeah, I would say never meet up with somebody on social media over to buy something like that. If it's to buy like a car or something like that, like on Facebook, I have to admit that I've done this. Again, meet up in a police station. Like, there's no place you should be meeting other than a police station. With the dating apps, okay, because this one is the other most common, like, form of robbery setup. First of all, you gotta be able to recognize fake profiles, okay, because they're abundant. Like, if you look like me, okay, in other words, nasty, and you're getting attention from like a supermodel, it's probably a fake profile. Like, it's very easy to get catfish on this stuff. I don't recommend using the dating apps in Chicago. Meet somebody like through a friend or a family member or something. That's the best and safest way to do it. The dating apps, like I said, man, here especially with the hookup culture and everything. People are getting robbed, killed, like raped, like left and right. It's going on all over the place, and I know people personally. I mean, people that I've known for 30 years that this has happened to. I mean, rape. Okay, through the dating apps, it's something that can happen anywhere, but here in Chicago, I'd say especially very dangerous, man. So yeah, just just be cautious, man. It's up to you guys, though. Dear boy, when you see a report, I'm out.